Are you concerned that if they became the 51st state, they would be a very, very blue state? Very, very big and very, very blue.
No, there might be, but it would, you have that artificial line that goes, that straight artificial, that looked like it was drawn by a ruler. Somebody with I don't mean a ruler like a king, I mean like a ruler, this way. And it's just an artificial line that was drawn in the sand or in the ice. And can I tell you, Peter, just, you add that to this country, what a beautiful landmass, the most beautiful landmass anywhere in the world. And it was just cut off for whatever reason. It would be great. Now, is it liberal? Maybe. But, a conservative until I got involved, because I don't care who wins up there. I frankly probably would do better with the liberal than the conservative, if you want to know the truth. But just a little while ago, before I got involved and totally changed the election, which I don't care about, probably it's to our advantage, actually. But the conservative was leading against, I call him Governor Trudeau. The conservative was leading by 35 points. So, so I don't know about that. I think Canada is a place like a lot of other places. If you have a good candidate, the candidate's going to win.
I'm not sure how delusional Trump has to be to think that a country that has universal health care, abortion rights, and strict gun laws would want to join a country that's actively cutting healthcare to give tax cuts to billionaires, forcing women to bleed out in parking lots in deference to draconian anti-abortion laws, and experiencing daily occurrences of gun violence. The reality here on Earth One is that they don't want to, and they won't, judging by comments by both Canada's Liberal Party and Conservative Party, as you can see here from both Justin Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre.
Trump has been needling you a bit, calling you Governor Trudeau, talking about making Canada the 51st state. Did you have any interaction with him today?
No, not today, but that's not going to happen. Canadians are incredibly proud of being Canadian. One of the ways we define ourselves most easily is, well, we're not American. There is such a depth of pride that's not actually an issue. What I think is happening in this is President Trump, who's a very skillful negotiator, is getting people to be somewhat distracted by that conversation, to take away from the conversation around 25% tariffs on oil and gas and electricity and steel and aluminum and lumber and concrete, and everything the American consumers buy from Canada is suddenly going to get a lot more expensive if he moves forward on these tariffs. And that's something that I think we need to be focusing on a little bit more.
We must put Canada first. And that is why common sense conservatives condemn President Trump's massive, unjust, and unjustified tariffs, which will damage both American and Canadian economies. Canada is the United States' closest friend, greatest ally, and most important neighbor. We share the longest undefended border. We fought alongside the Americans in 2 world wars, Korea, and Afghanistan, where we lost 158 of our brilliant young men and women to avenge the attacks of 9/11 on New York and Washington. There is no justification whatsoever for these tariffs or this treatment. Canada will never be the 51st state. We are an independent, proud, and strong nation.
But Trudeau is absolutely correct when he says that this is a distraction. The reality is that Donald Trump knows how aggressively unpopular his trade war is. He knows that it's sending costs surging. He knows that it's sending the stock market plummeting. And so to distract from all of that, he's making this a referendum on patriotism and being strong and tough. He's basically trying to engender some rally round the flag effect here, as if it's 9/11, as if the US was attacked, and not the reality, which is that Trump is a moron who decided to start a trade war thinking that everybody else would back down, and they didn't. And so now the economy is crashing as the direct result of his unilateral decision. But we won't be distracted, and we know full well who's to blame. In fact, the state of our economy is so dire that the threat of annexing Canada apparently wasn't enough for Trump, given that he's also begun threatening Greenland and Panama. Here's the latest scene out of the consulate in Greenland, for example, that should put on full display exactly how the locals feel about Trump's proposed plans. Now, that backlash flies in the face of what Trump has been claiming in suggesting that the people of Greenland actually want to join the United States.
I think Greenland will be worked out with us. I think we're going to have it. And I think the people want to be with us. As you know, there's 55,000 people there that want to be with us. I don't know really what claim Denmark has to it, but it would be a very unfriendly act if they didn't allow that to happen, because that's for protection of the free world. Right now you have Russian ships, you have China ships, you have ships from various countries. It's not a good situation. It has nothing to do with the United States other than we're the one that can provide the freedom. They can't. They can't. I mean, they put 2 dog sleds there 2 weeks ago. They thought that was protection. But people don't like the way they've been treated by Denmark. They don't like the way they've been treated by Denmark. And they do like us.
And of course, that turned out to be a lie so egregious that even Fox News aired interviews with random Greenlanders debunking the claim.
And the hot topic here has been President-elect Trump's comments about buying this Danish territory. Take a listen.
A lot about Trump and also their opinion about Trump.
I hate it. And basically, I don't know what he's aiming at.
Me personally, I want to stick with Danish government.
Well, most of the people that we talked with said that they did not support Trump's comments.
And so now, even Americans here in the U.S. in red districts are beginning to see this sham for exactly what it is. This was from a recent town hall in the District of North Carolina Republican Chuck Edwards.
Do you support the annexation of Canada and/or Greenland? And this is a yes or no question. I don't want you to wander off into the woods. I don't want to hear about your latest week in your office. As a yes or no, do you support Trump on annexing Canada or Greenland? And do you like the way he treats the premier or the president of Canada, calling him governor? Is that the way you do as a diplomat? Is that the way the United States should act to our closest neighbors? You know, is this, and I've still got a little more time. Do you enjoy the way he's tried to extort minerals from the Ukraine? Do you like bullying people that need your help? Do you go for kicking the guy when he's down? Do you support Trump in these things? And this is a yes or no.
It is becoming obvious for everyone to see that Trump's policy agenda is a complete disaster for our country. We were promised to be made great again. Instead, we're headed for economic collapse. The stock market has collapsed. Trump is annihilating our economy, our national security, our trade relationships. All the while, countries like Russia and China sit back and laugh as we do to ourselves what they've wanted to do to us for decades. Jamie Raskin put it perfectly in our latest interview.
He has turned our closest allies in the world into enemies. He's turned our worst enemies in the world into his personal friends and bosom buddies. He's crashed the stock market. He has fired tens of thousands of people from essential jobs like air traffic controller and food and drug and safety inspectors, Forest Service firefighters. He's undermining the government that we need to keep it all together. So all I can say is if Vladimir Putin himself had invaded America and come up with a plan to try to destroy our economy and wreck the cohesion of our society, he could not have done better than Donald Trump has done on his own with the help of Elon Musk.
If Vladimir Putin himself had invaded America and come up with a plan to try and destroy our economy and wreck the cohesion of our society, he could not have done better than Donald Trump has done on his own with the help of Elon Musk. Exactly. So again, not only is this never going to happen, Trump's broad, grand plans of annexing sovereign countries, but recognize why he's so hell-bent on perpetuating this idea in the first place. It's because he needs to distract everyone about the economic calamity that he himself has created. He needs to wave shiny things around like his imperialist fever dreams so that you don't pay attention to the actual damage he is causing in real time. But all you have to do is look at your 401k to see it for yourself. Before you go, first, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we're now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they're willing to cater to this White House. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a great way for me to be able to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's completely free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support my work. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.